actual pre-tape reaction with the trailer and all that attached to it, and I'll do that eventually. If you're new here, my name's Aaron. Welcome to the cult. Well, this is a unscripted live video. Shout out to my fellow unscripted live video doers out there. Whew, okay, so I watched this Supergirl trailer, and I have things to say. First off, I'm gonna put one thing out of there right now. I am in the avenue of being a movie watcher and a comic reader, and just a reader in general. So I go into this trailer with some knowledge, and I'll drop the knowledge first. I have purposely not watched any reaction videos or looked for any reaction videos on YouTube yet, because I do think that for Supergirl's trailer, it's going to be a stronger, more positive response than we got from the Superman trailer. To put it out there already, I saw Superman when it came out in theater. I saw it one of the first days that it came out. Hey there, Robert. You're up all night. Me, well, I just woke up. I actually went to bed early last night and woke up. No, I didn't just wake up, but 2 hours ago. Woke up at 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. here, and it was 7 here now, 7:18. But I woke up earlier, so I'm going to do, and I'm going to be. Here's the thing: I've been on YouTube for 14 years, and what I want to do is be able to give my honest responses, reactions, like be unfiltered, and hope that you guys appreciate that, whether you agree with me or not at the time. So we're going to start out with the Supergirl trailer, and that's that I watched today. So get some things out of the way first. So this is the first non-James Gunn. Hey there, Akers. Hey, Stacy. This is the first non-James Gunn movie. Hey, Cinematech, from the DCU. All the previous stuff, Creature Commandos, Superman, all were done by James Gunn, whether directed or he did some writing on it. Now, this is the first one that we've gotten, which is not from James Gunn. It's Craig Gillespie is the director, and you probably know him if you saw the things like I, Tonya, Dumb Money, if you saw the Fright Night remake, and if you saw Cruella, then you know who Craig Gillespie is. He's the guy directing this. Anna Gara is an actress turned playwright screenwriter. She acted in things like The Vampire Diaries, where I think she played, is it Penny, I think was the character's name? But she's probably more popular now and more well known as a screenwriter and as a Broadway kind of playwright. She's written plays that's had people in them like Idina Menzel. So she's gotten fairly popular. Gunn hasn't neither wrote nor directed this, so we're going to get the Gunnate out of the way right now. I think, and I have not looked at any reaction or things on her because I wanted to color my thoughts. But so this is going to be based on strongly the 8-issue miniseries. I got a lot of hate from fans. I'll tell you right now, Cinematic, if anybody hated this trailer, they're not fans. If they hate this trailer, then they're grifting you. Then the same people, they either hated, they either don't like James Gunn, and they mistakenly, erroneously believe that James Gunn made this movie, or they are trying to monetize hate on their channel. I'm not that person, but I'm not going to BS you either. I'm going to give you what I know knowledge-wise out of this here. It's based on 8-issue miniseries by, kind of a max series, 8 issues, right? 4 issues is a miniseries by Tom King, illustrated by Elvian Lopez. It's a fantastic story. It is true grit in space. It's what it is. So this is going to be a space story. So before I give my total reactions, I am going to guesstimate what the haters, because you mentioned haters, right? I like Jan Comey, actually. What the haters are probably going to say. So because it's in space, and because at the beginning of the film, she has a long coat. I kid you not. Now, if you've seen the trailer reaction videos, maybe you've seen this already. But I bet you it's going to be, I fucking bet it. Pirate my French. They're going to say, well, this is very Guardians. Even though it's by a different director, it's by a different writer, they're going to say this is very Guardians. And that is embarrassingly bad take. So you're going to get on positive reactions, you're going to get on negative reactions. It's in space. it's as much Firefly. You see Firefly. Actually, it's more Firefly because Firefly is a Western in space. Firefly was like a Western space where the lead character had this big long coat that like cosplayers would eventually use. So yeah, it's more Firefly than his Guardians. Well, people say that. Not at all, actually. Thought it looked CGI heavy. No, the CGI that's used that I've seen was much better than the CGI. And now this comes from a guy that really likes Superman, okay? But I'll tell you right now, the CGI looked more polished in this than did in Superman. You're going to see the character of Lobo by Jason Momoa. I think you get a glimpse of him from the trailer. So when Tom King was making Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which was writing the comic, he initially had Lobo put into it. Well, Lobo got taken out, kind of trimmed the fat, really. But now we're going for like well, then you're definitely, it's a Western. Like this is a space Western, is what it is. This is not Superman. So please don't go into this expecting this to be like Superman. That's very different. It's a much darker film. It is much more brutal. Supergirl is not, Superman's hope. Supergirl is anger and frustration. Superman was raised by the Kents because he left and was sheltered. He lived a sheltered life. He went to went to a family, and he lived a life on a farm. Supergirl lived, well, given too much away. She was in Argo. It broke off during the destruction of Krypton. It still died and got destroyed, but it was a much longer, much more darker, much harder process. You're going to retire already? So know that going in. This is not Supergirl from the 1950s. One of the things that comic book fans, lovers like me, and used to have issues with was that often Supergirl, when she was being put into a comic, especially in the early days, was written like Superman with a skirt. She had no discernible personality of her own. And it was only around like 70s or 80s that she started to get more of her own personality. But by 2021, when Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow came out, and finished in 2022. I can't remember. Makes us Supergirl and Wonder Woman. Both are going to be darker. If you like Wonder Woman, the first, not the second one, if you like the first Wonder Woman, you're probably going to like some aspects of this. You're going to like the fact that it's going to have a lot more action than the film that we previously watched in 2025. You're going to like the fact that it's going to be a darker film. Superman is a character that I love. I grew up with, obviously, but Superman is not always going to be for everybody. Supergirl is much more conceivable, a hit on modern day like thoughts. She is going to be a character that's going to resonate more with people that previously liked the Snyder universe. And there's nothing wrong with like the Snyder universe. There's something wrong with becoming fucking insufferable about it, though. I used to carry a Mad magazine around in my pocket when I was in I still read them, but when I was in grade 7, everywhere with me. I love that conceivable comic. That's amazing. But that's what we're gonna get. So we got to see Lobo. We got to see Ruthie. Ruthie is a character who's the little girl character, like in True Grit, right? So True Grit is a movie about a girl whose father gets killed, who hires a bounty hunter to help her find the killer of her father because she wants to kill him. That's Woman of Tomorrow. Woman of Tomorrow is Supergirl goes onto a planet. She meets up with a character named Ruthie. Ruthie wants to get Krem, who killed her father. I love Dead Man's Wire. It's a fantastic film. Well directed by Gus Van Sant. Incredibly well done. Just amazing what they did with it. I recommend that you check it out when it comes to the theater near you, or comes on, or able to rent it or buy it. I will be buying it on 4K. Don't any person that comments Snyder or Cavell, you can immediately disregard, because they're not on there to watch the trailer. They're on there to talk about a universe that's ended. I enjoyed the Snyder stuff for what it was. It wasn't good superhero movies, but they're some fairly well crafted films. I can't deny that Snyder made some fairly well crafted cinema. I do think that he has an over-reliance on certain things that kind of bug me, but I enjoyed the universe for what it was overall. It was never a good Superman universe, but were entertaining films. Anybody that's still talking about Henry Cavill and Snyder right now, you can disregard their opinion because they're not even going to look at the film or look at a trailer with any type of objectivity at all. They won't. If you go to a reaction or somebody talking about the film, and their automatic thing is to go towards what happened, 17 years ago, turn it off, click it off. You don't need to watch it. You don't need that in your life. You don't. It's Oh, they will be. I mean, it's embarrassing at this point. And I get it, like you love a certain franchise. I love fucking Friday the 13th, and that's what we're seeing right now. Is not at all Batman. Right on. Look behind me. Look behind me. See if you can see it. See the Batman up there, the Bronze Age, the Brave and the Bold, and like the old like Golden Age Batman. I got more Batman upstairs as well, by the way. I got a ton of Batman stuff. I love me some Batman. I was more Batman than Superman growing up, because when I was a kid, I related more to Lex. I hate to say that. I, I related more to Lex than I did to Superman at a point. But I was very Superman coded kid. I grew up not with my parents, with my grandparents. I lived in a small fishing community. I was outdoors all the time. I would consider myself, when I was young, definitely a bit of a goody goody. Definitely. So, begrudgingly, I was very Clark Kent in my youth, even at the freaking glasses. Only difference was when I took my glasses, I couldn't fly. Uh, at least as far as you know, right? What's my favorite Jeff Bridges performance? Jeff Bridges, oh God, I don't know, man. I know there's ones people would say. People are going to say things along the lines of, they're going to talk about the Lebowski and stuff like that. I don't know. Jeff Bridges, he did a movie with Glenn Close, right? The one God, what's the name of him? Can't think. What is it? Do you know is Buster? You know? That's my boy. That's my boy. Yeah, the Snyder vs. Suicide Squad was horrible. I like the gun. I do have to say this. I do like Gunn's films. And I think Gunn helped Snyder make his best film, which was Dawn of the Dead. He wrote that. Now, here's the thing. And I will say this. Me and my better half watched Black Adam here on streaming service. And I finished Black Adam, and I'm not going to lie to you. I looked over to my spouse, and I said, thank you. That is the worst fucking super movie I've ever seen in my life. And I grew up in the 70s and 80s when Doctor Strange was a TV movie and Spider-Man was running around on like buildings sneezing because he had allergies. I have 10 cats, by the way. For me, anyway, Black Adam's the worst. And what made it even worse was you don't have a cast like that. The Rock, I don't care what people say. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, he's not a bad actor. Not at all. He's actually very good at what he does. But he let his ego get the better of him during this. He saw an opportunity to, when a cinematic universe was in shambles, and decide to try and take advantage of that, and didn't work out. And he waited on doing a film, and at first, I didn't understand not wanting to be put over into the Shazam universe. I wanted to go more for Superman. Then we found out more about Zachary Levi in real life, and I'm like, Dwayne Johnson probably like dodged a bullet with that, because his Sex Shazam movie was like atrocious. It was Sex Shazam was worse than Black Adam, so it was no longer the worst once I saw the Sex Shazam film. Movies that I did like, I did like Superman, Man of Steel. I'm sorry, I think that for a film, I think Henry Cavill was well cast as it. I think that they did a very bad job of Clark, but I think that he looks so much like Superman. The first Shazam movie's not bad. I like the first Shazam movie. The second Shazam movie was trash. And hopefully, one of the things you respect about this channel going forward, I promise to do this in 2025, 2026, is not cut my reactions as much, not to buffer them as much. I am going to be, I'll be 55 next year, guys. I'm doing this channel for like 14 years. I don't do it because for like, I don't do it. It's not my job. It will be Brainiac. I think Matt Smith. Millie Alcock was chosen. Oh, she was in House of the Dragon. She was one of the stars of that show, and she was one of the shining stars of it. Uh, she was she was chosen for Supergirl. And you can see why, because if you read the comic and you see that trailer, she is Supergirl. Kiwi. Oh, what type of cat is she? Because I got like a two tuxedos cats. I got some orange cats. I've got a calico, and Matt Smith was one of the big parts of House of the Dragon, and which is the Game of Thrones prequel. It's better than Game of Thrones, to be honest with you. Let's call it spade a spade. Game of Thrones shit the bed in the last season, and killed out the good faith that had in the first of it. I'm hoping House of the Dragon doesn't do that. But the Matt Smith, I think, is a strong contender for the role of Brainiac. A black, oh nice. I don't have a black cat, but I do feed a black cat outside. So we have our 10 cats here. I live in Morocco. I live in a place called Marrakesh, one of the bigger cities. Let's give it to Brainiac. I think he'll come in sooner or later, but I don't think that Gunn or any director is going to put Cavill in yet. And I'll tell you why. Because the people that are purporting to be fans of Snyder and Cavill are hurting their careers. They're embarrassing with the hashtags and all this stuff. It's embarrassing at this point. If you're watching, I'm sorry, it's embarrassing. You can like the films, you can love the films, you can want there to be more films, but when you're being toxic and negative on everybody else's video or conversations or trailer because of something that happened like 15 or 17 years ago, that is fucking embarrassing. Grow up. Touch grass. Touch fucking grass. I like the Snyder films as well overall, but here you go. They're there. You've got them. They're not going to go anywhere. You go buy them physical. Get 4Ks. Watch them over again. Do your fan films. Make something positive out of it. Make something super positive. Don't make something negative. Make positivity out of it. Because I can tell you right now, I am as tired of hearing people on like one side talking about how much you want Snyder back. I'm also super tired about hearing people that are just blatantly on just on James Gunn's side saying that James Gunn has completely saved it. They are films for their decade, for their generation. I was not as captured with Man of Steel. A generation of film viewers were captured with Man of Steel. That is the Superman for a whole generation of film. Well, doesn't matter if I think it's the best or not, or I think it's the worst or not. It is. It is, and they're going to have a love for it, and that is perfectly reasonable and acceptable to have a love for it. I should do like ginger ale, but there is love and there's toxicity, and I don't play with toxicity on either side of the fence. I just don't. But I will give you my opinions. I'll give you my thoughts. I can only give you my opinions and my thoughts. I can't put it through a fandom. I can't filter it through a fandom. I got to go with what I know. I read comic books. I watch movies. The last few days, to give you an idea of the type of stuff that I watch at home. Because people can ask me this. So what do you watch? Like I talk a lot about horror films and slasher films because I love horror and slasher and stuff like that. That's not my go-to. I watched the Albert Brooks double feature this week. I watched Real Life, Not from 1979, and I watched Defending Your Life. I watched Toker Story from Uzu. I watched the 1990 film Comfort Strangers, Paul Schrader. That's what I'm watching right now. That's the type of stuff I watch. So if you're new to me, and you're kind of wondering what type of movies I watch, I do like my super movies. I do like my slashers, my horror, and stuff like that. But by far and large, if I'm watching a film here like that, and more recently, especially, I watched a lot of Brooks, a lot of Schrader, a lot of Uzu. I'm watching some Kubrick, that type. That's what I watch. Favorite scenes in Defending Your Life. There's a sequence in the film when Albert Brooks first sees Meryl Streep's character in in this horrible stand-up, and she is laughing with such an abandon. It is so wonderful and beautiful and refreshing. And the comedian is like bombing on stage, and he asks Albert Brooks how he died, and Albert Brooks says, kind of like you did on stage, which is a wonderful, one of the best comebacks ever. And it's brilliant. It's a brilliant film. But I liked Real Life better. I like them both. Real Life, if you've never seen it, it's Criterion put it out. It's from 1979. It's an Albert Brooks film. It stars Charles Grodin, and it is so very good. It predates reality TV, but gives you exactly what is in there, and that reality can't be put on camera and work. Yeah, I know. Like, the movie wasn't the movie like poster in The Simpsons at one point. Which I don't watch The Simpsons now. I haven't watched it in years. Not because not like, oh, Simpsons is a good new. I don't know if it is or not. Like, I grew out of it basically, and I think that's even a horrible thing to say. I grew out of it. I just don't watch it. It just doesn't come to me anymore. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't know. But yeah, thanks. I actually really love the film. I think Albert Brooks is a fantastic like filmmaker. I love the work that he does, and I'm hoping to see more of it. Albert Brooks. If you were a fan of Woody Allen, and there's problematic aspects of Woody Allen, we all know that, right? But you like that kind of like the comedy. What someone say is, I'm going to say it. Someone say it's smart comedy. It's like clever comedy. There's a bite to it. But Albert Brooks is the director actor that you want to watch because he'll give you the feel of what Allen does, but better without the guilt. I can't say that I am. But that's the thing. I mean, you're going to get people come on here that are going to be out and out fans like Snyder. There's going to be people on there that are the fans of Gunn. And you're going to be people on there that are like me, that like movies, that like comics, that aren't going to get caught up in a fandom. And are going to honestly tell you what they think without trying to go at the knee for a certain group or certain census. And that's what I am. I just tell you the truth. Who to cast as next Dr. Clown? Oh, that's a good one, actually. Would I consider himself cinephile? I kind of hate that term, but yes, I do. I love films, but I love films. I like to read. I like a good book. I like comics. I like a good movie. I watched Paul Schrader's Comfort to Strangers recently, and I've been thinking about that a lot. It stars Rupert Everett and Natasha Richardson as a couple that are considering whether they should take the next step to get married. So they've gone on a vacation, and they meet up with Christopher Walken, and he has a wife played by Helen Mirren. And the movie is written by Harold Pinter, who writes a lot, much like Anna Nagara. Really. It's like writes a lot of like stage. So it's very dialogue character centric. It's very dark. It goes in places you would not, at least I did not expect it to go. And one of the things that I noticed about as I'm watching this film is the late Natasha Richardson. She was the wife of Liam Neeson, actually. Actually, Helen Mirren was with Liam Neeson for a while too, so it was kind of unique there. So Natasha Richardson has this, what I would call, effortless beauty, like, and it's captured by the camera. She is an effortlessly beautiful woman, and Rupert Everett is effortlessly attractive male, and that's brilliant, and it's juxtaposed with Christopher Walken, and Christopher Walken is an actor that I really love, that I study. I stutter too, by the way, but because Walken comes from acting in a place that a lot of people wouldn't expect. Walken is a he's a dancer. He comes from musical theater. So when he does a film, when he plays a character, I really don't know. I have to look through it for see what my favorite picture play is because I that is a hard one. Because that's a list, man. That's a list. That's a video on its own. Because Walken comes from a world where when he looks at a character, when he's creating a character. I want to be an actor, so I'm not gonna lie. Like that's you gotta know that about me going forward. He looks at the rhythm of the lines that he says. He looks at the fluidity of his movement when he's doing a character. There's a reason that when Watkins on the screen, you are kind of transfixed to his character. That is 100% purposeful, and that's the way the Walken works. That's the way the Walken does these things. Anyway, this video is going on much longer than I expected it to be. Snyder Bros defending Black Adam just because he had to know. I would kind of. It's sad. I am. No, I grew up. No more. I would consider. Maybe I'm a dude bro a bit, but a geek dude bro. Henry Cavill with the muscles. There you go. But Great Walk starring Non-Dead Zone. Man, again, that's just too many. That's a video on all of itself. It truly is. Anyway, I like the trailer. I thought it did a good job of showcasing and showing what it is, of making itself different and separate from what Superman was, of being its own thing. It's not a James Gunn movie. It's not supposed to be. James Gunn didn't direct it, didn't write it. It is more of a Tom King film. It's a Craig Gillespie film. Gillespie is a director I've been watching. I, Tonya was one of my favorites in the year that came out. Dumb Money is a lot of fun. Can you give me? I would love for you to give me films. 3 film suggestions. Okay, I'll let you know if I've seen them. By the way, maybe I probably haven't. The last movie I saw in theater was Dead Man's Wire, Gus Van Sant's new film. Because I go to, I'm not restricted by genre. I watch all films. I watch musicals, and a lot of people won't watch those. I watch drama. I watch comedy. I watch superhero stuff. I watch sci-fi. My better half's she's a fan of. She doesn't like drama films. She watches like science fiction, action, that type of stuff. We sat and watched the Lethal Weapon films the weekend. I had the first one on 4K and other ones on DVD, so I picked those. But there are gonna be films I just don't like or don't like the director or writer. And when there's something like that, because I'm given movies or sometimes links to review. Okay, Separation, directed by Iranian film, 3 of Us. I need film, nice. Okay, I'll check. Come on. I'll check them out. 3 order. The Mean One, Screenboat, Puppet, Slam Out. Oh, you're gonna be in some. They'll be fun, Alan. You're into a little bit of pain. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love David Howard Thornton. So he did The Mean One. I hope he gets something else outside Terrifier. I'm glad he got Terrifier. I do have issues with the director of Terrifier and the way he treats people, and one of the producers. I'm on Uncle Creepy's side when it comes to that. I'm a Steve Barton guy. I like Steve Barton, and I haven't always had we always have the greatest experiences, but I do feel that Barton is honest. But I'll check them out. I watch a lot, Rayanne. I watch a lot of foreign films because of where I live. I'm in Marrakesh, in Morocco, and we have a festival every year, the Marrakesh Film Festival. This year, on the leader of the jury for the film festival was Ban Jo-hung, of course, the Parasite, and Jenna Ortega, Anna Taylor-Joy were on the board. I got to go see Jodie Foster tribute. And I missed out on seeing her film. I had tickets for Hamnet, which is apparently amazing, and I did not get to see that this time, but I will. Did anybody see Whiskey? I haven't checked that one out. I got to check that one out. All right, guys. My name is Aaron. You've been indoctrinated. You're in the cult. Hopefully, I'll see you when I do a longer, slightly more structured live video later on. Hopefully tonight. I don't know if it's coming across. I hope it's not. I am presently under the weather, so I have not been on social media as much. I have not been on YouTube as much. I've been concentrating mostly on a project that I'm doing that I can't talk about now, but it's for my channel. Now, for anybody, it's for my channel, and it is a year-long endeavor. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for the suggestions. I really like that. Anna Taylor-Joy, by the way, like I like her, but it was not like the oh my God, she's so gorgeous. But in reality, seeing her in person, she is more beautiful than you can imagine. She is more beautiful than I thought was possible. My name's Aaron. Thanks for joining me today on the call, and I'll see you next time. Remember, when you come here, I shoot straight, I give it to you straight. That's what it is, and hopefully you enjoy that. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful evening.